Chi, Ray, Fudashi. All right, good evening, adult karate students. Tonight's focus point is sparring techniques and basics. I'm just gonna give you guys a little heads up. I'm kind of pushing through all day today. My lower back's bother me. Not trying to make excuses, but I'm gonna push through every class. I might make it a little shorter tonight, the classes, just because my back's bothering me. I don't want to overdo it so I can keep moving and keep supplying you guys with good material, guys and girls. But again, just to give you a heads up, I wanted to let you know that the lower back's a little bothering me today from the injury I had at Christmas time. And it's starting to affect my performance a little tonight, but I want to keep pushing through because I want you to have content. Don't forget, you can always go to YouTube page, under Norm Yonkers, our YouTube page. Check all that cool stuff out on there. And there's always stuff I'm updating. You get bored too, check out the Tai Chi stuff. Try some of that. Nice, relaxing, fun, easy going. Learn another form, do some stretching, foam rolling, all that cool stuff too. So I just want to keep you posted. I'm going to keep it super light tonight just because I'm going to cut it a little short. I got to do the MMA class and I'm going to keep that a little light tonight too. Just because, again, my back is just a little out of there. And again, excuse me, sumimasen, I apologize. All right, but I'm going to give you material, just not as much as I normally do. You know how it is, everybody. We all get those little injuries. All right, chi. All right, 20 jump jacks, go. Ich, ni, san, shi, go. Rok, sish, hash, ku, chu, juich, shini, san, si, go. Rok, sish, hash, ku, ni, ju. All right, squat down, 2 punches. I think my voice changed on that one. It's all good. Oh, all good, all fun and dandy. If you don't spar in class, it's not a big deal. It's good to learn sparring drills and techniques. It helps improve your stuff. All right, if you guys want to do 10 push-ups, make that 20 push-ups on your own. I'm not doing them just because it's that type of day. And then do 20 leg pushes. I'll give you like another 30 seconds. 20 push-ups and 10 leg pushes, or 20 push-ups and 20 leg pushes. Or 10 and 20, it doesn't matter. Up to you guys tonight. That's how you know when I'm not feeling the greatest. I kind of like say, okay, I'm not sick or anything, just lower back, everybody. Okay, just lower back bothering me. But I'm gonna stretch a little because it's good for the back. All right, roll your arms out. Other way. Slap your back. So our focus point tonight is sparring and basics. You're gonna see a lot of stuff on our program that has a lot of basic days just because basics are a multiple category area. Anything from grappling to sparring to positions, stances, kicking, all kinds of elements. Grappling moves, self-defense. All right, have a seat. One leg out, one leg in. I'm gonna do a little vocabulary words with you too while we're stretching here. Mogiri, front kick, excellent. Don't forget Mogiri Kiyage is front snap kick, right. Front kick is Mogiri, good, good. Switch legs. All right, stretching there, I'll keep you going on some vocabulary words. Dashi, what is a dashi? Dashi, what is dashi? Stance, good, so whenever I say dashi, any movement or words with dashi, it means stance. So if I said Zenketsu Dashi, front stance, Kakutsu Dashi, back stance, Tashiro Dashi, crane stance, you get the idea. Okay, if I say Gary, that's some type of kick. So Mogiri, Mawashi Gari, Yoko Gari Kiyage, Kake Gari Kiyage, Fudakoshi Gari Kiyage, all that stuff. Mikazuki Gari Kiyage, all right? Good. Butterfly, that means Gary. Okay, if I say Uki, now uki, some of these words have more than one meaning, but if we say uki in class, usually we mean block, okay? So anytime we use the word uki, we're talking like high block, down block, all those like age uki, morote uki, giraberi uki, uruki, uchi uruki, okay? All those blocks, uruki, and all that stuff that we do in class, all those blocks. Legs out straight. So the root word is uki. Understanding that helps. When we say Ray in class, we're talking bow, right? Left out hip flexor, bow. Left out hip flexor, nice, nice. If we say Furudashi, we're talking about Furudashi, yeah, yep, good. Ready stance. Pushing those hips forward, good. Other side. If we said Chi, we mean attention, right? Eyes on instructor. Important to remember that stuff, right? Yeah. All right, come on up. So our main focus is basics and sparring drills. Okay, basics and sparring drills. The difference between sparring in karate or in class is that they have more weapons. And not even use the word weapon, we'll say tools. They have more tools because they can kick, they can punch, they can elbow, they can knee, all these other cool things that they can't normally do, they don't train to do. Most of the time, with basic rules, most people kick and punch. On the street, most people are just gonna do what? Punch. They're gonna strike with their hands. And they're gonna probably strike with what? A jab, cross, a hook, a looping hook, maybe an overhead hook, and possibly an uppercut. That's how most people are gonna attack you. They're not gonna come at you with, kicks. Why? Because they don't practice kicks. So that's the thing to remember. They don't practice that stuff, so voila. They're not going to do that, so let's not forget about that part. So again, they're going to have everything coming from what? The neck up. So it's different than sparring. In class, we have one down, one up because people are what? Kicking, punching together, combinations. We got multiple things coming at once. On the street, we have mainly coming at our head. Okay, mainly coming at our head and body. So we have these moves from our what? Our first kata. So we're going to work on basics today. We're going to do our first kata, but we're only doing sequences 1 through 8. If you look in your manual, it'll say basic movements 1 through 8. That's part of your kata. So you stick back your right leg, hands are up. You're going to start with your left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, these are simple, and they come back from your first kata. So when someone says kata has no practicality, I don't know what they're learning. Whoever's teaching is not teaching what kata is. You see that? It's an imaginary fight. Think of that. First thing when somebody shoves us in class, stop. Hands are up. I'm too angry to talk about this. Or I don't want to fight. I don't know what I did to you. We're in a defensive stance, and our hands are protecting our face. It's so important. That's kind of a street aspect of kumite. So, if I come out to you and I have both my hands up here, I'm telling you what? I'm going to punch. Usually 99% of the people, when they have their hands up here, they're going to do what? Punch. So what's open? Everything from elbows down. Wide open. It's saying, okay, I can kick. I can do what? Elbows, knees. I can do all kinds of stuff to them because their hands are up here. Now that's not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing if you have more tools. I have more tools, you don't, bam. It's like saying, okay, I have the answers to this test. I can study for it now. I know what it is. It makes it easier. Or I've prepared and I've studied this section because that's what the test is on. I've prepared for it. That makes you win the battle in life of self-defense, of sparring, having the right tools. So that's really important. So hands are up here for sparring. Hands are up here for street. Why? Because most people, again, are going to attack head up. So make sure you understand there is a difference. Sparring and karate, because people have more tools. They're kicking. On the street, very few people are going to run up to you and go, wham, with a kick. Very few people. And if they do kick, guess what? It probably isn't going to hurt. They're probably a lousy kick anyways. All right, so hands are up for that. And in karate, it's here because we have kicks and punches and so forth. Later on, we have elbows, we have takedowns, we have grappling incorporated. Well, right now, we're just going to only deal with just this position, okay? Now, if this is up by the face, this is what you're looking at. The person's looking at your face. They don't see this. They're not looking at this hand. So that hand can come up and reach across. Look at this distance I'm getting, okay? I'm trying to really do it slow so you can see it. I'm going to go from the other side too so you can see it. Watch. My hand just moved 3 feet before it hits your eye range. Now it's in your eye range. Look how close it is to you. If my hand's here and it moves, you see it immediately because it's already in your line of sight. Okay? It's in the line of their sight. So we're talking about how to get range or distance during sparring. A lot of people say, I don't want to punch. They're going to kick me. Well, if I bring both hands up and throw this punch, they're going to kick you all day long. Because you're telling them you're punching. If you take a step with that front leg and punch, you're telling them again, you're moving, so they're going to be able to kick you. That's the difference. It's important to understand that range, how to make it deceptive. Now, when you're sparring, where do you look? Do you look eyes, face, chest, stomach, solar plexus, belt, hands? Where do you look? The place to look during the match, even on the street, is right here, across your shoulder line, okay? Watch my shoulders. When my arm moves, watch my shoulder. Just look at my shoulder right there, watch. I'm going slow. Look at that thing move. Watch when I punch. See it move? Hands are up here, watch. You see that shoulder move? Watch that shoulder. That shoulder has to move. Okay? It has to move. Now watch the karate. You barely see it move. It's important to know where to look. That's so important in sparring, so important in self-defense, where to look. If you look at the face tells you another story that you really don't want to, incorporate into what's going on. You want to watch that shoulder line. For my hands to grab you, my shoulders have to move, unless I move like Tai Chi. Okay? They're hardly moving those shoulders. Nobody attacks that slow, okay? They have to reach. That shoulder's going to reach to grab you. It has to move. That shoulder has to move to grab you. When I kick, my shoulder moves. See that? It moved. Okay? So that's where you look. That's so important in the part of sparring, to know where and why it moves. A lot of times we'll spar and say, what am I looking for? Well, this is what you're looking for. That movement. That movement sends a message that says, I need to move or counter. So if I'm standing here and I see that arm move, comes up like that, I should be thinking I need to step back out of the range, or I need to put a kick in place of where that arm was. Does that make sense? So when you see that motion, that tells you time to move. Now if you ignore that, they move in and they may hit you. So that's important to know that range. And that's part of self-defense, or part of sparring. It's so important. Now there's a thing called range. If your opponent is 5 feet from you, you're probably safe. So right now, where I'm at until where the wall is, where you just barely can't see it, that's roughly 5.5 foot range. Okay, that range is what we call a safe range for sparring. If you're at that range, most people cannot punch you or kick you unless they're really good. It takes a lot to make that range. Look at the black line right here on the floor. I think you can see it, I think. I'm going to get halfway. Now this is called a 2.5 to 3 foot range. That range means I can touch. Right now, if my hand was to go straight to the floor, I would be touching that line. So no effort to do what? Touch that person or strike that person in kumite. And a lot of times we forget this stuff. You have to make sure you get to that range. I can touch that range. I can touch that range. If they can touch that range, you can touch that range. That means whoever moves first usually strikes or wins or hits. So it's important to understand keeping ranges in combat or sparring or self-defense. Keep those ranges. And a lot of people neglect that. They're so busy about, oh, wow, I'm being attacked. They forget these ranges. If you can keep those ranges and gaps, you can control the situation a lot better. If something's coming at you, a car, and you're in the road, how do you adjust the range? You get out of the road, and now you're on the sidewalk. You're probably what? Safe. Okay? Probably, unless you go up on the sidewalk after you. But hopefully that never happens. So again, keeping ranges are so important in sparring. Range motion, where to look, how to see. All these things affect it. So we've talked a little bit complexity and hardly got a workout in, I apologize. Well, let's do a couple sparring techniques right now. One of my favorites is back fist, reverse punch, ridge hand. This is one of my favorite combos. That's why I'm showing it. And the best part is, I can tell you I'm gonna do it. I'll spar with you for a while, and then all of a sudden, bam, I throw it in there. And I love when people know the move's coming, and I get to apply it. So that's the motion, doing it slow so you can see it over and over. Please don't hit your TV or your lamp or anything. And again, this is something that back fist, reverse punch, ridge hand, yes, okay? Easy to do. You got this, nice. Boom, boom, boom. All right, back fist, reverse, ridge hand, good. Can't believe it's 7:45 and it's still sun shining out there. That is awesome. Sun's starting to go down, but it's awesome. Well, a little bit later than that. Okay. I think sun sets at 8:15, I think. So that'll be kind of nice. Nice. I'm doing it slow. I'm going to do the other side too. Look at that. Hand first, then other leg. Same hand, ridge hand. Just doing it nice and slow so you can work that technique. These are great. Even if you don't spar. This is your first time out. These are good moves to learn to do. How to recognize this motion. So important to adjust ranges in sparring or self-defense. Believe it or not, there's ranges in grappling for throws, ranges in grappling when you're on the ground. All these ranges still affect. Okay? Back fist, reverse. Boom. I'm going to go a little faster now. Why don't you guys and girls do like, do like 8, 4 right, 4 left, full speed. Okay? I'm just going to do a few, but I'll let you guys practice at your own speed. So, okay? So you make sure you move and groove. Okay? So, okay? So make sure you try it. Sorry, I'm getting to the camera too quick. I kind of take off 100 miles an hour. So make sure you try this a few times. Great job, great job. If you didn't finish, don't worry about it. You can always come back, watch it again, or just add more time. All right, so that's one of my favorite combos. I'm also teaching you today distancing. And I went back to what? Letting you know first kata is realistic for sparring and for self-defense. So important. We forget that kata has so many great elements. So when people say, I hate kata, tell you what, I don't know how many times I do this when I'm sparring. Or this when I'm sparring. It just happens. I'll be fighting along, I'm moving, the guy comes at me, and that motion, that parry motion, right from the first kata, that happens all day long. You're here, or boom, 5 and 6. When they're coming at you with hook punches or crosses, boom, you're blocking, okay? Those simple moves come, and they're so important to apply. And it comes all the way back from the first kata. Everybody says useless. It's because they're not teaching you kata correctly, okay? But again, I teach this because it's applied from kata right to sparring, right to street. All right? And so, if I'm sparring, you're going to see my hands moving like this, moving around. I don't keep my hands still. I don't stand there and just be like a robot, because as soon as I move, you see that motion. Remember? Where we're looking right across here. If my shoulders and arms are moving around, boom, it comes out faster. Things in motion stay in motion. They're harder to see. Things at rest, when they go to get motion, they generate all that motion. And it catches your eyes. And that's important to see. I see it so much. Watch MMA. Watch it. Just watch it. Watch an old one. They're all over the place, UFCs. Watch it. Watch how they wind up. You'll see people like this, and you'll see them go, boom, get that extra power. And you can see it a mile away. And then you'll see them, they're only 3 feet apart or 2 feet. They're not keeping those ranges. It's great if you want to hit the other person, but if you're in their range, they can hit you too. So make sure you remember that. And that's so important in sparring, self-defense. There's a kicking range, there's a punching range. There's inside fighting range, which is elbows, knees, all the close stuff, takedowns. We call it flow drills. A lot of it comes from JKD. Bruce Lee did a lot of the hand motions that we actually incorporate into our school too. So thanks, Bruce Lee. We love everything that you dedicated to martial arts. And then, of course, the last range of fighting, or kumite, is ground. So you have to understand ground. All those ranges are so important to help develop what you're doing to help develop you. And again, I want to thank you for watching. I know I got kind of deep with all the concepts. Like I said, my back's bothered me a little tonight, lower back. So I was going to cut it just a little short so I have enough energy to finish my other classes. Next class coming up is MMA, fitness, kickboxing. Going to be a lot of fun, so don't miss out on that. I'll do the best I can on that and give you all I got. All right. Good job, everyone. Cheat. Great. Ciao, matata. See you later.